It's the start of July and the second half of the year already, so that can only mean one thing. Yes, it's time for the most comprehensive South Norfolk and North Suffolk property market update, brought to you by yours truly at Location Location. Each month I review the local property market looking for seasonal trends, as well as analysing the data from the previous year too. So let's get started. New homes to the market last month, 277, which is a 29% lower than last year's total of 389 and 100 down on the height of March this year, which saw 377 homes coming to the market. Now it's a similar pattern for sales too. They fell this year to 268 from 300 last year and were considerably down on last month's total of 310. That's a month-on-month decline of some 14%. The pressure building on the market continues, and it remains to be seen whether the tapering of the stamp duty land tax relief will have any effect at all. Price reductions were some 71% lower this month, 58 versus 199 in 2020. I wonder how many of those 199 people would have reduced their homes back then, knowing what they do now about the market and how it's risen meteorically in that time. Property views online according to Rightmove. Remember, that's the number of detailed views per property per day on the portal. The sofa surveys are holding up strong, albeit slightly down on last month. 128.2 this year, up almost 60% on last year's figure of 80.8 as we were emerging from the COVID lockdown. And finally, and sadly, we've recorded a new monthly low. The amount of homes available to buy reaches a new low of just 432, down an extraordinary 63% from last year's 1,160. And it's a further drop from the 472 we saw last month, and a significant decline on the 759 that we started 2021 with. According to Dataloft Inform, our data provider, the average price of a home in the area that we cover now stands at just over £246,000, which represents a 37% increase on the average value 5 years ago of £178,803. Let's now take a look at some property news. This week, the Nationwide Building Society reported the fastest annual rate of growth in property prices for 17 years. Well, it's hardly surprising when you think about it, is it? The property market has always been governed by supply and demand. So in our area, with 2/3 less properties coming onto the market and an increase in buyer levels by up to 40% in some areas of the market, it's obvious that prices would rise sharply as buyer competition becomes fiercer. The emergence of government-backed mortgages to 95% loan to value and the stamp duty relief, which were measures put in place by the government, have only exacerbated the problem, with pent-up demand post-COVID already at fever pitch. In truth, anyone who thought they were saving money during the stamp duty holiday may have saved physical cash sums that they would have had to pay from savings, but they've paid a far greater price for the property they've bought, almost certainly eradicating those perceived savings into a loss in real terms. Only those very early adopters in May or June last year, or those who had sales running through the pandemic, as we initially emerged from lockdown, will have truly benefited from the measures put in place. I want to give you an example. Take our most recent property launch as a prime example. In just 12 days, the property was viewed almost 4,000 times on Rightmove, performing some 500% better than similar properties advertised. It reached over 27,000 people on our social media advertising in less than a week, and that was just the paid advertising, let alone the organic, which was another 12,000. It had 22 viewers with 18 people on a backup viewing list too. And in the end, there were 14 competing offers on the property, as much as 16% over the advertised asking price. That's what's really happening in the market at the moment. Now, you may think that we are really happy that the market's taken this course, but of course, for every property we take to the market and a scenario where we have 14 offers, we are sadly disappointing 13 potential buyers, and that's probably one of the worst parts of the job. Finally, we're super grateful to have been acknowledged as being in the top 10% of estate agents in the UK within our first year trading by the Best Estate Agent Guide 2022, which is produced by Rightmove and the Property Academy. What was really interesting was the Rightmove assessment, which takes a look at all agents' performance for their clients, and 3 key things stood out for us. Homes sell 84% faster with location. Our marketing attracts 198% more online attention than properties advertised with competing agents in the same area. And they generate 611% more email inquiries into the office. More inquiries, more online buyer attention, more viewings, more competing offers, better price. If you're thinking of selling or have any questions of your own about the frenetic market we find ourselves in, myself and the team here are always happy to chat. The number's 01842 818688. Well, that's it for this month. Until next time, when hopefully we've been released entirely from the shackles of COVID. Stay safe and let's hope England bring it home this year. Thanks for watching.